I'm Aspacia. This is my husband, Richard. We are the proud owners of Penguin City Brewing Company. We are so excited to bring you along this fun adventure in exploring craft breweries.
Our guests today have a special phrase, 2 breweries in 1 tap house. So it makes sense that today's show will also have 2 parts, as we did for Warmer's Eve.
We are highlighting a unique brewery collaboration, a beautiful farm, a restaurant chain with a unique menu, and special ownership. I am excited about today's show. Let's get started.
There are select ingredients and steps in the craft brewing process. There are select ingredients and steps this show will take to make you a craft brewery ambassador.
The ingredients in this show are the people who craft the brew, the local businesses they support, some did you know in the craft brewing industry, and the crafting of your taste.
The phrase on tap in the industry means ready to be poured. On tap also means to be ready.
Let's get on tap and learn how craft brewing is more than just beer.
Cheers.
Craft breweries,
Local businesses.
your communities, on tap.
You're watching
More than just beer.
We're here with Ann Zofchuk, head brewer from Four Paws Brewing. Hi, Ann.
Hey.
So tell us about Four Paws Brewing. What do you do for Four Paws?
So my wife and I are the owners of the Four Paws brand. And then I brew the beer for Four Paws, and I also am the brewer for Red Wagon Brewing. So we have the 2 breweries, 1 tap room. So
Sounds like a lot of work.
it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah. I can relate.
Yeah, I'm sure you can.
We don't have 2 breweries in 1 tap room, but yeah, it's 1 and it's a lot of work. So yeah, you might have twice. I bet you do twice the work.
I don't know about that.
You
I don't
never
know
know. So how'd you get into brewing?
So in 95, my friends and I used to do brewery hopping. I'm aging myself or dating myself, aren't I, right now?
That's fine.
Oh, man. So we went into Great Lakes, and we were friends with the bartender there, and he'd always pass us beers. And I tried a Dunkelweizen, which was like my gateway beer. You know how we all have our gateway beers. And I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. My friend was like, yeah, it is. And we were both drunk, and we were like, we could do this. There's that Rosie's wine shop. Why don't we buy a kit? So we bought a kit and brewed. First beer was a wheat ale, actually. And I don't know how it even was good. I think of some of the stuff we did. I think because we were at least sanitizing everything, but temperature control sucks. So that is how I got into brewing.
Was it good though?
Yeah, I don't know. I was in my 20s, so everything was good then. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I think my gateway beer to craft beer was definitely 25 plus years ago.
Yeah.
Could have been a California Common or a steam beer or a nice pale ale.
Yeah.
And then, my friends would kind of make fun of me because I wanted something better than
They call you a beer bitch or a beer snob.
something like that. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I didn't really care. I would drink anything, but I preferred to have something tasty.
Exactly.
I think that's how a lot of people start too.
Yeah.
And then they buy the kit, or I read about how you learned how to do it. And I don't know, I find that so fascinating, like how everyone starts like right at that level. And it's because of that, like trying to get, something more, something tastier or something. Yeah. That's just so fun.
I mean, I still run into that with people who work for us, where they say, I don't like this kind of beer. I don't like IPAs or whatnot. And then maybe you brew a nice little juicy thing or a session IPA that isn't quite as aggressive, and they enjoy it. And then they start branching out into other things.
Yep.
Yeah. So the name Four Paws?
So we're huge animal lovers, huge. So when I homebrewed at home before, I said, quite honestly, I never wanted to open a brewery. We decided to do it because A, the community, and B, to make a difference in the rescue community. We see what other breweries do with events to raise money. So we jokingly called our house the Four Paws Tap House because I would homebrew there. So it just carried over into our brewery name.
I love that. And I love it that it's tied in with the rescues.
Yep. big time. We've donated probably over $8,000, and we haven't even been open a year to rescues already.
Do you have dogs?
We do. We have 2 of them, 2 rescues, and actually all of our fermenters are named after dogs.
Really?
So, yes. So yes.
Are they here? The dogs?
Mine aren't.
Okay.
But Molly and Blue, who you might have
Molly and
met,
Blue,
they're
yeah.
both named after on a fermenter.
Okay.
Everybody's got a fermenter with their picture and then the name on it.
Okay, so that probably is why they look so proud. When we drove in, we saw Blue. He's just
They
That's
did.
Blue's a
sitting there
bulldog.
saying, "Yes, I've got a fermenter named after me."
Exactly.
Yeah, he was
Right.
cool.
Yeah.
I know the dogs are popular.
Yep. Yep.
We get a lot of dogs at our place.
Yeah. Do dogs, I mean, dogs are welcome here, right?
Yeah, so in the winter and anytime the market's not open,
Yeah.
they're able to come inside. When the market opens because of the food laws and everything,
Yeah.
we have, as you saw, like plenty of room that they're
the
a lot
dogs.
more than welcome outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Oh, yeah.
love them. We love
I
them.
know.
It's part of our look. That and families, that's what we thrive on. So.
I know. And that's too like another, like when people call us and they're like, our family's welcome. We're like, of course.
Yeah.
You know, and dogs, which is then a perk because they're
Yeah.
like, what, I could bring my dog? I
Yeah.
still feel like a lot of people don't realize that breweries are family and dog friendly.
Oh yeah.
So that's nice. Like just keep getting that word out.
What do you think our record was for how many dogs we had in our building at once?
The Pug Fest, we had
Yeah.
like 75.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so we had 75 dogs hanging out.
Holy crap. That's a lot of pugs.
It was
a lot of
amazing.
snorting.
Yeah.
A lot of snorting, and we learned something I didn't know about how social they were with each other. They liked meeting each other.
Like, were you like?
They were having a
watching?
party. I was
See.
watching the dogs.
Yeah.
They were hanging out with each other. They
So much
just
fun.
went up to each other and just hung out. Amazing.
That's
So
funny.
like your slogans, a passion for life is our business. Where did that come from? Like what's
Because we've always like been into like getting the most out of life, meeting new people, doing good in the community, traveling, like, you know, life in general. And it all came full circle. Like I said, we didn't really want to open a brewery until like, I think that passion actually is what drove us to end up partnering with Sherry and Eric. So, I mean, you can do so much for the community, as you guys know, with a brewery, and quite honestly, that's the main reason we did it. So that's pretty much where it came from.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
It's good. And sometimes it's just even having that space where people can come together and talk about ideas and just have fun. And
exactly. And you know, you can discuss anything, and especially now in our environment now, it's so crazy, as we all know. You get a beer and you can really kind of meet in the middle with things, you know, if you're in a nice, chill, cool environment.
especially, you know, you've got a lot of vertical space here too. So any hostility just
We got the fans too, and they'll blow away, right?
Very nice.
So what about beer?
Oh, the beer. So
You
What-
tried some.
it's delicious. It's really good. I had the 2 versions of the IPA where you just switched out a hop. And tell me about this one.
So it's a cream ale. We used a new yeast with that. I didn't get it as clear as I'd want. Normally it's clear as a bell. But it's we switched to a White Labs yeast, which is absolutely phenomenal. It's crisp, clean. You get the grains. It literally takes those grains and highlights the corn and the Pilsner. It's just a great cream ale. And then we also have a version of that, which is one of our #1 sellers, and currently in a bracket that we have going on in Northeast Ohio, the Craft Brewery News. I think you guys seen it.
Are
we
you
made
in
it-
that?
We're in 16 now. Yeah. So
Okay.
vote for us. We put marshmallow and vanilla and other flavorings to make like a Rice Krispie treat.
I read about that
Yeah.
one.
So yeah, we have it here. It's on tap. So
It
you can
is?
try it.
Okay, I have to try
It
that one.
is a crazy cool beer. It's a fun beer.
Yeah.
And it's
sounds-
called All You Can Carry, which is named after the guy who said, "Hey, this is a crazy beer. Could you make that?" I'm like, "Oh, I can do that." So, but he runs our All You Can Carry pumpkin area for the Pumpkin Fest for Red Wagon Farm. So that's why it's called All You Can Carry. So
Haha.
there's a story. All of their names have really great stories.
I love that. And I love backstory. I mean, I
Yeah.
love like stories behind like why something was named or if there's
Yeah.
anything special about it. Like I'm always big on that.
Mine are boring right now, probably. So, but
Ours might be the most boring because
Yeah.
we just call it by the style.
Oh, Matt at
At this
8th Day
point.
used to do that. My friend Matt, and I would always joke with him. Oh, I'll have the IPA.
Oh, yeah, that's mostly ours. The only time I had a little bit of fun with the name was when we were doing pilot batches of our Midwest IPA, and I got sick of 2.1, 2.3, 3.3, and so the one that I thought was acceptable and pretty good. It could be the production batch. I call it Cyborg Beach IPA.
See, now that's a good name.
That was when he named something.
You should name things.
I could, and it wouldn't make any sense, and there was no relevance or anything, but it's a fun name. Anyway.
As opposed to golden ale, Mexican lager.
Mexican lager. Well, our Mexican lager is called Cerveza Mexico.
Okay, so that's a name. You got it. You got
Con
it.
limon as well,
CC.
Anyway.
Cerveza.
Yeah, we went.
Baño.
We went with it. Yes.
Yeah.
El Baño. I took Spanish in high school. I was 77 years ago. Anyway, I want to ask you, very important question for this show. What does craft brewing mean to you, and why is it more than just beer?
It's an art. You as a brewer knows that. You have to develop these recipes and play with ingredients to create something that blows people's minds sometimes or refreshes them. I mean, depending on what they're looking for. It is a craft, and you're brewing. So it's about bringing something to people that you create. So you get a vision, you get a recipe, and then you get your final product. So it's like a piece of art.
Yeah, definitely. And when people come here, they're looking at where it was made right there.
Yeah.
It's just really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Excellent.
Well, thank you,
thank you
Anne.
so much.
Yeah.
So nice for you
All right.
being on the show.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers. Hello. We're here with Melissa Pattison from Boss ChickNBeer. So, Melissa, can you tell us about your role with Boss ChickNBeer?
Sure. At Boss ChickNBeer, I have the role of Director of Beverage. So for me, what I tell people is I get paid to drink beer, talk about beer, and purchase beer.
That's a great job.
It's a horrible job, I know.
Yeah.
Most people are like, man, I want that job.
That's going to be my sabbatical.
You're done.
My brew life. That sounds great. Cool. So how'd the name come about?
So Boss ChickNBeer came about. It's a play on words, but it also is a play on the idea of what a boss is. The two owners of Boss ChickNBeer are women. And when they started in the restaurant industry, they had a lot of, when people walked in the door and saw two women working behind the counter, can you get me your boss?
Oh, no.
And it was really irritating them. So when they decided to open their second restaurant, they were going to put it in their names, Boss Chicks and Beer. Okay. So it's Boss Chicks that own the place. We do chicken and beer, which sort of just tells you exactly what you're coming into.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to eat chicken and you're going to have some beer with it. Okay.
That's great.
So,
And you got some boss ladies there.
Yeah.
That's cool. I had no idea. That's awesome.
Yeah, because we're starting to see them pop up everywhere. I mean, it seems like you guys have how many locations do you have?
we currently have 4 locations. Growth plan is 1 every year.
Yeah.
So we're on the roll to get the next one open.
Wow, it's rolling. That's cool. So tell us about your menu. Do you have any special items that are kind of unique to Boss on the menu?
Yeah. So we do chicken wings, and our chicken wings are a little bit special than anywhere else. We believe that our wings should not be tossed in sauce. Okay. So we brine our wings, we bake them to fully cooked. We season them 3 to 4 times before they go on your plates. So the sauce is always served on the side. So it's a new way of eating chicken wings. A lot of people is trying to, get those fast wing lovers to convert. And we believe we've converted a lot of followers in sauceless wings. But the thing that we also do that's just happened upon is that our entire menu and our fryers are gluten-free. So there's a large population of people with sensitivities, and we can really easily cater to that because we can assure them that there's no gluten in our fryers. So we have an entire vegan side of our menu, and there's a huge vegan following at a chicken place called Boss ChickNBeer.
I mean, it makes sense.
That's amazing.
I mean, I might be that person who goes there, has some beers, and I would go vegan and or vegetarian.
It's made my job a little harder as a beer order, having such a high amount of gluten-free options and gluten-free people. So it makes it a little harder. I have a huge selection of gluten-free options for beers and ciders so that everyone can enjoy alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we have people like friends back in Youngstown
that drive there.
They drive
our friends Jeremy, his wife's can't. So he drives to one of your locations to get stuff to bring back.
It's hard to find. I think it's really hard to trust an establishment that has a full menu of gluten and then they have that one item that says it's gluten-free. I think it's really hard to trust that it hasn't been cross-contaminated. So, we take really big pride in being able to assure people that they aren't going to get sick from eating something that could possibly make them sick.
Cool. Sauceless wings, gluten-free. That's fantastic.
And breweries, because I know a lot of just even breweries that we know, you have them on tap. I see that you're always rotating local breweries on tap. So that's kind of a big part of Boss ChickNBeer too, supporting local breweries.
Sure. When I became the director of beverage, it was a task to take on. The owners had decided from the beginning of opening up Boss ChickNBeer that they were only going to offer locally sourced craft beer, which, is easy if you do the legwork, but it's a lot of legwork. Distributors don't really push for people to buy craft beer, unfortunately. A lot of them have big brands that are regionally known, and that's what they, try and sell to their clients. So it's a lot of work and doing a lot of research on what the breweries are in our areas and just making contacts with them. And I think when I started carrying your guys' beer, I reached out to you and said, hey, how can I get your beer? And, we figure it out to be able to get it on our menu. A lot of times, they're driving in all the way from Youngstown to deliver me a beer, or I'm driving partway to meet. It's a great community of breweries that they figure it out to help each other and help me be able to promote the craft beer industry. So, I have breweries in certain areas that they'll be like, oh, if you're ordering from this one and this one in the neighborhood, I'll pick up their empties, I'll take their empties, and I'll bring their beer for you. Like, they do each other favors. It's really nice to be able to, have so many options. But it's all just about friendships. Making friends gains you more options in beer.
Yeah. Well, it's more fun. It's business, and you have this nice beer community, and you can reach out to people.
Yeah. I mean, I love it. But I also believe in it's super hyper local what I do. I don't believe in purchasing craft beer from Columbus and from Cincinnati. And it's not that because they don't do great beer. It's because Cleveland area and the surrounding cities need our help. And Columbus has their own set of people that follow those breweries. So I just like to be able to, I only do breweries in about an hour to an hour and a half radius so that I can immediately tell them after they have your beer where to go get it. And that it's in a drivable distance or a day drive to say hey, go to Penguin City on this day. They have these events and it's really awesome,
So, that radius, how many breweries do you think you deal with?
Right now on my vendor list, I have about 60 craft breweries that I deal with. And on a traditional like day of the week, I probably have 25 options, 25 different breweries that I have on in either cans or draft options. And we do really limited. So like I only buy a case and then we bring another brewery in. So we do very limited small supplies of every brewery so that every brewery in that 60 breweries can have a nice rotation of being able to be served at places.
Really cool. Like really.
It is. You're like, I mean, yeah.
Craft breweries. It's awesome.
Yeah. Like if a lot of bars did that, that would be, yeah.
A lot of
Great. That would do that to like really support and educate. Like you're actually educating people on the craft beer scene and the culture and everything. So that's very cool.
Well, I guess we have the question, right?
Yeah.
The show's question. You probably answered this throughout this, but you gonna ask it?
What does craft brewing mean to you and why is it more than just beer?
For me, craft brewing is not just beer because it's a family like legacy for me. My grandfather actually brewed at Lizzie's Brewery in Cleveland, the first family-owned and independent operated brewery back in the 1950s. So to me, it's in my blood. Why wouldn't I support it?
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you, Melissa.
Thank you so much. And
Cheers.
cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Remember to enjoy responsibly. Thank you for watching.
More than just beer. This is a production of the Socially Good TV Network.